Welcome back, you lovely bunch. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all doing good. Look, morning coffee already. Probably shouldn't be drinking in this room after last time. Like, last time I had a coffee in this room, it ended up everywhere. Actually, the last two times I've had a coffee in a vlog, it's ended up either over me or over the floor. So, I'm going to keep a firm grasp of it. So, a couple of vlogs ago, I asked you guys to ask me some questions. I also asked this on Instagram, and so I got a bunch of questions from you guys. I'm going to try and run through a load of those today and give you some answers to these really interesting questions. And I guess we should just start running through these, right? Ethan Logan Ross says, how's it been since leaving your previous job? Looks like you're enjoying it. Definitely enjoying it. Gonna be honest, like when I switched from being like employed by someone to going self-employed, it's a massive step. It was a really hard decision, but honestly, I'm really happy that I did it. It's still too early to tell like financially if it's going to work out. I think it will. I think it'll be okay. No regrets at all. Really happy, and my feeling is that if this whole like YouTube thing doesn't work, like I've got skills, I've got qualifications, so I've always got something to fall back on, you know. Tom Thumb 84, dream bike, any discipline, any era. You know what? Oh, that's a really hard one, right? I've always had a thing for like, is it the Colnago Master? Like the old steel one that had the like beautiful like paint job, and I try and find some photos and put them up like down there to show you the one that I mean. Yes, that would be it, the Colnago Master. And whilst I'm not a massive fan of newer Colnagos, I think the older ones are just absolute works of art, you know? Right, Kev T29 says, are you so by Attacus or do you like their clothing? I think he's saying, are you sponsored by Attacus or do you just like their clothing? Both, to be honest. I am sponsored by Attacus, and if I wasn't sponsored by Attacus, I would more than likely wear Attacus because it's amazing clothing. And honestly, it's really good value. I've got like, literally like, let me show you, look. So this is like my, can you see that? So I have that, right? And then in this cupboard over here behind me, I have literally got boxes and boxes of kit, you know? So I'm quite lucky, I've got a load of kit. So I've used a lot of different brands. I've used like Rafa, I've used Paranormal Studios, I've used MAP, I've used like pretty much all the big brands out there I've used. And Attacus is like well up there with them. So I'd happily purchase Attacus clothes, you know, and I'm stoked to be sponsored by them. So yeah, thanks Attacus. Mr. Riley, how do you find riding the wind space? Do you notice it not being a Top Gear carbon? No, I don't notice. It's not like a high-end carbon bike, but this is the thing, right? I don't think I've ever actually ridden or owned a high-end carbon bike. So I'm not really in the position to compare. I can compare it to like those mid-range carbon frames like made by Cannondale or Specialized. Those I have ridden. But like as far as like S-Works or like the high-end Cervelos, like I've never ridden one, so I can't compare it directly. But as a bike, I love it, you know, I've got zero complaints. It's solid, it's light, and yeah, I love it, basically. So Erwin says, what do you think of single-speed gravel riding? Honestly, love it. I think it's awesome. It's really hard. It's really hard to pick the right gear, especially for like events like Grinduro. I'm quite tempted to try and do one of the Grinduros next year on a single speed. Don't hold me to that though, because I also do love my gears, but I think it's awesome. How do you get your bike sponsorships? So it's quite a common question with people. Like sponsorships evolved. Like years ago, like you'd have to be like the best BMXer, the best skateboarder, the best everything in order to like be sponsored. And social media kind of changed that. So essentially I can not be the fastest rider and I can still get sponsored because I get brands their coverage in a different way. Some brands like Results and Racers and all that stuff, and essentially what I do is I create content, and so that's how I got sponsored. I was consistent, I've worked with brands like for years, and over a number of years you build up a relationship, and then it ended up as I got to the point where I was getting good numbers and I was getting good coverage, and sponsorship deals kind of progressed from there. What beer do I drink? Do you know what? For the last few weeks I haven't actually drank, and I think I'm probably going to give up drinking. I'm going to be honest. Like, I do like a beer, but like I'm on a bit of a fitness grind at the moment, so I'm cutting out beer and sweets and certain things because I just want to see how my body reacts. If I am drinking beer, I like Stoke beer or like Brewdog. Gary says, would your performance improve if you nailed your nutrition and removed alcohol? That follows nicely on from the previous question. So I've cut out alcohol, so I think I'm like less tired, you know? Like, I mean, it's not like I was excessively drinking, but definitely with good nutrition and cutting out alcohol, like my performance would increase. How many bikes do you have and what types? Okay, I have one track bike, two gravel bikes. One's a steel frame, one's a carbon frame. I've got a flat bar gravel bike with a suspension fault, like which is a cross-country bike, maybe. One road bike here, I'm building another road bike, and then I have another frame sitting behind me that I also need to build up, so that'll be like 3. I just got my new mountain bike, I've got a hardtail mountain bike, I've got a BMX, I've got a Brompton. I think that's it. And I've got like a touring bike as well, 12. I think I've got 12 bikes, road or gravel. I can't pick. Both. 100% both. Road and gravel. Love them both. Like, some days I want to ride gravel, some days I want to ride road. This is one of the joys about having a gravel bike, actually, that if you're not racing like road, a gravel bike does suit for both of those disciplines, whereas a road bike you can't use for both those disciplines. I'd have to pick both. Emma says, do you do any group rides or just by yourself mostly? As you can tell from the vlogs, I pretty much ride by myself most of the time. So the thing about being a vlogger is my work hours are during the day. I work when most of you guys work, which means that when I want to go for a ride, everyone's at work. And I can't make a vlog just at the weekend. I like to actually take the weekends off vlogging, so I like to have time for myself and my daughter. So a lot of the time I do end up riding on my own. I should definitely do more group rides though. What does your daily diet consist of? Okay, so breakfast is normally a black coffee and probably a croissant or something like that, or a pain au chocolat. Then after an hour of like faffing about, procrastinating and thinking that I should do some work and actually probably not doing any work, I will have the smoothie, go to the gym, then I do like a recovery shake, and then I normally have like a lunch, which will be like either like a tuna salad, chicken salad, or some form of salad, maybe some pasta, or maybe just some sandwiches and some crisps. I snack on peanuts a lot. So I'll probably eat 15,000 peanuts. Like usually if I'm doing some training, I'll have like a sandwich or like some fish or something like that, or like a bagel. Then I do some training, then I eat again afterwards. Basically, right, in short, I eat about 5-6 meals a day. I don't eat massive meals, but I eat a lot of smaller meals. So I might make a big portion of pasta and I might have that throughout the afternoon and the evening. And it's not only Greg's. Like there's a lot of Greg's in the vlogs, but like I'm trying to eat a lot healthier. You know, that said, I did have 2 pizzas for dinner last night. What's my favourite biscuit? Don't eat biscuits that much. There's an English biscuit called a Garibaldi, and it's like got raisins in it, and it's that's my favourite biscuit. Can you arrange a group ride, virtual and in real life? Yeah, we will be doing regular group rides on the Zwift, so we're going to do meetups. I think it's every 2 weeks we did decide. Reality rides, yes, I do want to do those, but that's a little bit more of a awkward one to organise logistically. What's happening between you and Juliet? Well, Juliet and I, we separated or broke up like 12 months ago now. So yeah, that's what's happening. We're not together. Other than creating videos, is there a specific cycling goal you're pedaling towards? Yeah, I want to race enduro this year. I still want to race like gravel and a bit of road and stuff. I really, really want to get good at riding mountain bikes. That's my goal for 2022. All the usual stuff will like continue, but I want to get good at riding mountain bikes. Dave, how are you doing? And whatever it is, you're good at it. Thanks, Barry. There's some things I'm not good at, mate, and you know this, but you're the carry, so yeah. Bizarro, how happy are you with the Brighton 750 after all these months? I still use the Brighton. I do actually have a Wahoo as well, and I choose to use the Brighton over the Wahoo. I mean, that kind of says it all, right? I prefer my Brighton. I prefer the screen layout, I prefer the way that it works, I prefer how I can change the fields. It still works flawlessly. Rate it. Favourite cycling experience? Grinduro, California. I got to ride with Taylor Finney. You know, he's proper cool. So like, yeah, that's my favourite experience, I'd say, so far. Or just the Red Hook in general. If that just re-emerged and the Red Hook crit suddenly started up again, like, it's not even the race, it's just as an event. Best event I've ever been to, like, by far. Have I ever cycled in Ireland? Do you know what? I've never been to Ireland. Do you always use bib shorts? And how can I become comfortable without bib shorts? Do you know what? When I used to be a bike messenger and I'd ride for like 8-9 hours a day, I didn't ever use bib shorts. Now I've got no idea how I managed that, you know. But I think what happens is that you end up with cheeks of leather. I end up with like leather cheeks doing it. I wouldn't recommend it. I just wear cycle shorts. It's just more comfortable. Right, Kevin's question. If you could have been a pro racer, what discipline would you have picked? Oh, not road. Well, actually, like, when you look at, say, the Tour de France and that sort of races, those pro races, not appealing to me, riding for that long, day in, day out. So when you look at, like, teams like Legion of Los Angeles and the crit racing scene, I mean, that would be a fun thing to be pro in, right? Those guys make that look fun. So maybe it wouldn't be as fun if you're on the receiving end of those guys. I think this is where I struggle. I don't think I can pick a single discipline. I like riding bikes of all types, not, like, one. I've got no idea. Couldn't pick. Sorry. What bike-related skill do you wish you had or wish you'd learned much sooner? Riding off-road. Like, I spent so much time riding on-road, and when I actually transitioned to dirt, it was this very alien thing, especially like learning when the tyres can grip, because your tyres will slip on dirt, but then they grip and they gain traction. It might feel like for a moment your bike's going to slip out, but then the tyres save you and it catches and it's all good. So for me, I wish I'd have learned to ride off-road more. So I think those skills transfer really well to other disciplines. From A. Have you done any BMX freestyle before? Yes, I have ridden BMX freestyle before. I used to ride BMX in London, and when I moved to Devon I rode a little bit. But I started all this quite late. I wasn't very good, but like, I like doing jumps and stuff. Right, I've waffled on for ages. Like, I was meant to do a quick Q&A, but the problem is that I suffer from verbal diarrhea, so like, I ended up just waffling on. If I did miss your questions, I apologise. Let me know down below if you've got any more questions. I hope you guys found this insightful. I've now got to go and spend the next few hours cleaning 3 bikes. So I should probably do a vlog about that, right? So tune into my next vlog where I'm going to show you how you clean a bike effectively, quickly, you know. I mean, I've got 3 bikes to clean. I need to get them cleaned really quickly, so I'll chat you through it. Thanks again for all your questions. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.